And the reason I have not been in communication is not due to a lack of desire. Harder than I thought. I nearly died. I nearly died. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. It's been 8 weeks since my body began filling up with fluid. I'll always be in your heart. Placing me on death's doorstep. I'm out here walking now. Just trying to make myself so, this doesn't break my will. But dude, this is fucking hard. It's like I don't even know if I can show. I can't even wear clothes. Like, I'll show you this. It's fucking insane. Like, actual literal fucking pregnancy. Like, I don't know if you can see this. To be frank, it was time for us to have our little tete-a-tete, our rendezvous. I have been running from death, as you know, for quite a few years now. Predominantly the last 3 since a breast cancer diagnosis. So at some point in my isolation, in my journeying down into the underground, I decided to turn around and face what had been chasing me. So Collie comes into me, fucking plugs me in, my whole body explodes. And after the whole thing, and I'm trying to like make sense of it, they gave me the word my team in spirit gave me the word transmogrification. So if you look up transmogrification, it means a bizarre, surreal, and grotesque transformation.
Oh,
right? Like, it couldn't be more like fucking spot on than what's happened to me.
Oh no.
So that.
Oh, okay.
What?
Nothing. That just like ... made so much sense.
But what happened subsequently? There was no way of predicting. Nothing can change that either. And I'm gonna try really hard to stay alive. And I'm gonna try really hard to stay alive. Sometimes the medicine is grotesque. Sometimes the medicine is horrific. Sometimes the medicine is fears you didn't even know were possible being brought forth into the material realm for you to face in this waking dream. I'm getting ready to go to the emergency room now. Nothing I'm gonna try can change that. You know that. Take them on as yourself. See it all as information. We're all just in formation. Okay, now I'm gonna go. You take good care. And stay awake out there, okay? Stay grounded. Stay in presence, stay in love. Okay. Transformation isn't always pretty. Transmogrification is bizarre, surreal, and terror-inducing. Absolutely terror-inducing. If you don't know the nature of reality, if you don't understand the game you're playing. But I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you that I wasn't terrified when 40 pounds of fluid stretched and twisted and broke open my body. Leaving me to swim and drown in my own fluid. I'd be remiss. Okay, so yeah, the night before I'm laying there and I'm having to come to grips with the fact that, you know, I've not done it. It's been 17 days. I have, you know, a belly this big. I was gonna have to relent because now the fluid's filled up my lungs and
Right.
I have to at least go confirm I'm not internally bleeding. And get some fluids in me, I think. Have some, it's just so dehydrated. There's nothing else will fit in my stomach now. Just feel really. And I had that knowing, like something kicked, like before that time. I just was like trusting and having faith and like surrendering and continuing to follow the guidance. But like that night when they said to me, don't lay down, I knew that if I laid down, I was going to die. And I had this feeling like something innately kicked in. Like, if you don't go, you are going to die.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't think I could make it.
Did you doubt then, in that moment, that...
Well, it's weird. It was almost like I knew from all of the training that I had been in this whole year, right? And the 7 deadly sins, and I knew that I was going through that initiation, and I knew I had called Kali in, and then this had happened, right? Yeah. So I was aware that there was a greater force at work.
That this was the repercussion of that.
Yeah.
However,
it was still scary as fuck.
Yeah, I was going to say, did you worry or doubt that maybe you went too far and this was going to go too far?
No.
Okay.
No, because it wasn't just Kali within that nodal of consciousness. Like, during that whole year, I
assume you had, like, protections in place.
Yeah. So, like, during that year, like, I had been working with, like, 2 different dragon consciousness, and, they told me, like, the next thing was that I was going to be, like, not just the channel for the Anima Mundi, but that I was going to be like this peaceful warrior. And they were teaching me the ways of, like, the whole concept of the Anima Mundi and then the Una Mundi is accept all, reject none. So I guess it's probably best to start at the start, since all of the information I'm going to relay to you is pertinent to the story. As you all are aware, or I'm assuming most of you that will be sharing in this message with me are aware, 3 years ago, 3 years ago, almost to the day, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And due to my operating system of my physical vessel, known as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, typical Western medicine treatment, cut, radiate, and burn was not an option for me. The recommendation was to have a double mastectomy, and the risks involved with that for someone with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome outweighed the benefit of the potential removal of my breasts, as well as the spiritual, energetic, mind, body, spirit connection, and the template of which I operate under. It was not aligned for me. So I made the choice at that time to walk away from the Western medical complex after having nearly 3 decades long of a relationship that's obviously characterized by not only a pendulum, but it involved extreme experimentation on someone with rare condition or disease. And that's what I had been pursuing. And so that is what I did. I threw myself into research and implementation of many different protocols. And over the course of the past 3 years have made fundamental changes to every aspect of my lived experience, every aspect of my spiritual practice, every aspect of everything in total has absolutely transformed, also absolutely been destroyed or decimated or had the tower brought down in some way, shape, or form. And kind of culminated a year ago when the lived experience shifted yet again, and I became a single person who, in addition to trying to navigate this extremely unique lived experience, I was now also trying to navigate what it meant to be someone in a physical body that manifests as Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, to be someone that's trying to heal naturally from breast cancer, to be someone that's able to somehow manifest the funds needed to get to a holistic treatment facility, to be a mother to a high needs child and a homeschooling teacher and someone who makes everything from scratch and also is in the care of, a larger plot of land and a home and so many other aspects of self. And it was
a life that I absolutely, adore, and wanted to, discover the mastery of, and wanted to get to a space and place where I felt at home and in a state of sovereignty, autonomy, liberation, and freedom. And it's been an ongoing process of transformation, which really came to a space of complete and total withdrawal as of this past winter, really around the end of October. And I began these initiation process and a descent, a katabas. And had to integrate many aspects of self and walk along this journey in a solitary way. And I was called to it. I was called to it, which is a whole other story within itself. But a lot of what's been happening in my own lived experience has been, not something that I've shared. I've been extremely solitary and really struggled for almost 2 years, I would say, with a blockage around my throat chakra, which has only recently started to make sense as to the why and behind it all. But I knew I was being initiated in this process. I was aware of what was happening. They told me that I would be, birthing this new form. But when I almost died, those nights, and I was doing nothing but meditating for days and days, I woke up 2 nights in a row with the message, black magic and death magic. And so, I don't know where that's coming from, other than the larger understanding of that through higher consciousness paradigm, galactic paradigm, and global paradigm. I understand where that would be coming from, especially because I was poised to start speaking for all of the voices that have been silenced across time, space, space-time, and appointed this new royal position of being the mouthpiece of the masses and, speaking out. And on the very week that I was getting ready to move all this forward and making all these plans and putting everything into motion, boom, that's when it happened. Oh, that I may humbly step forward unto you, great mystery, that I may poke and prod at the tapestry, asking angels to hearken to me, for I know that you can clearly see we are in need of the medicine. Bring forth the medicine, bring forth the medicine. That medicine you didn't know you needed, but oh, now you see it and you need it. Willingly you swallow it down, for you lived the alternatives. Dark spaces and crevices, the shriveled and dank. Untethered in a light, no longer fearing what walks at night. In a cosmic dance, romancing the violet flame, on the tip of the tongue its name, etheric and mercurial. Photosynthesis through the transitionality of the Ouroboros, poros and particles, so much space in that race. Readying for flight, I see the feathers, and yes, I see the things that are denser. But there's no pretense or fence sitting, no fog nor hair splitting, just clear signals. Through mingled nights, patterns of weather, born of severing, cutting, and isolation, looking for that new constellation on the road to that next destination. Galactically speaking, poetically seeking, yet so afraid to let it move your soul. Let the centuries rest, lose control, bow and touch the ground, but lift your heart to the sky, a prayer on silent lips. Parting boon, let that angel of death bring my wishes come true. It's the only way that I can accept that you have come for me too soon.
But I guess for the sake of this story, the I've nearly died and come back story, let's just say that starting at the end of October, I began an initiation process with the organic world, with higher dimensional beings, with elemental beings, with the mycelium network, and walked through this katabas and a journey down through the underworld and back up again, and was beginning to come out of that in January and February, and really felt that I was, had gone through this winter and was coming back to life. I was coming back to life. During this whole process, obviously, I was, very much having to confront my own mortality, and was going through this underground, working with every manner of consciousness, including dark feminine consciousness, an entire nodal of feminine energies, all the way from Kali, the goddess of death, to Mary Magdalene, and this very broad range of every kind of face and space in the bandwidth of feminine energies, in addition to all of these other energies. As I'm going through this initiation process, moving further out into my morphinogenic field, moving further out into formlessness and the individuation process. And by mid-February through the end of March, was finally feeling this sense of joy and bliss and liberation and freedom and integration into authentic self, into total self. By end of March, I was really feeling my energies come back. I had a very clear picture of what mission and purpose was going to be moving forward. I was creating new works behind the scenes, and really poised to be moving back into a space and place of speaking and really bringing in a lot of fresh new energies in a space of broadening the messages that I would now be bringing forward. And I was preparing for this new role. At the same time, at around the same time during March, there was a lot of dismantling type energy, destructive type energy, chaos type energy, juxtaposition against this very high vibrating, free, liberated, fearless sense of self that I had come into, and I was feeling absolutely amazing. However, around the same time, I was also coming into the awareness that something was going to have to be done within, 8 to 12 week period regarding
moving forward on some of the more quote unquote serious, long-standing, unresolved aspects of physical body, such as the dental work and making a way towards getting to holistic treatment facility, and had begun plans for how to reinvent that idea and bring it forth in a practical way. So everything was seemingly coming together and was very exciting, and I was poised to begin really taking action in moving from behind the scenes to in front at the beginning of the zodiacal new year and, April. And this is where the story takes a very, very sharp turn.
Just keep praying for me, okay?
Thing was that I was going to be like not just the channel for the Anima Mundi, but that I was going to be like this peaceful warrior, and they were teaching me the ways of like the whole concept of the Anima Mundi and then the Una Mundi is accept all, reject none. Mm-hmm. Okay, and so it was like I had to now accept all and not reject or resist anything that was happening to me. Yeah. So like as my life force was leaving my body, I just started to kind of surrender. I was just kind of surrendering to it, right? But I had this like, there was still like, I'm going through this ego death, and there's still this part of me that has this fear consciousness around the Western medical complex. Yeah. Because absolutely. Of all the trauma. Yeah. Like, so to me, then I was like, I had the
you're afraid of what it's about to become.
Which is why I knew I had to face it.
But then also,
I don't want to have to go with these people. I don't want to have to go back there. I at least have to get diagnostics. I can't even put clothes on. I can't even put clothes on. My stomach's so big. But yeah. It's gonna take a lot to take me out. But if it's time, then it's time. I've had to accept everything. Accept all. Reject none. Just let it all in. It's all one.
So afraid to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, but I knew then that was like, there wasn't any more fears left. Like, the fear of death, and then they were like my biggest, that was my biggest thing. It was my biggest thing, right? Besides leaving McCoy.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. The fear of dying and the fear
so this
of
all
the
happened. Complex. It all culminated.
Yeah.
All together in this one. And then my other biggest fear, as you know, was always that I was going to have to be laid up for like a year and a half, and then who was going to take care of me, and like losing my independence and like going back to being bedridden.
Yes.
So
which you fought so hard to come out of.
Exactly. Well, and that was the thing, is like I felt so amazing the days leading up to right before it happened, and it was like things were finally starting to move into place, and I had worked my ass off for that year.
You have been working your ass off for a decade.
Yeah.
To battle your to heal your body from the EDS.
Yeah.
And
No,
to
yeah.
come off
Like
of
all
the
the medicine.
all the medicine, all the canes, the walkers, like
Yeah.
being able to
15 years.
live.
Yeah.
Like truly.
Well, and that was the impetus for why I wasn't going to do the conventional treatment.
Right.
Because I was just like, you know, quality of life is not considered in any of that. Like, the only thing people don't understand, like, the only thing statistically that they count as a success with conventional cancer treatment is if your heart's still beating.
Yeah.
They don't, if you live. Like, they don't care if your limbs get chopped off, if your blood pressure's fucked.
If you're laying in a bed.
If you're laying in a bed, like, hey, we cured your cancer, but you have neuropathy down both of your arms from all the chemo, or you got radiation burns all over, you know, so.
You can't move.
You can't move, but you're alive.
Yeah.
And to me, I was like, nah. No, I'd already lived that life. I'd already been that person, and I wasn't going to go back. And it was a really hard, like, I had to overcome the whole archetypal mother guilt complex of like this whole idea that was like placed upon me, not overtly but subtly, that I was a bad mom, you know, for choosing to do it this way because I was being too risky with my life, but not understanding that that was actually an inversion, that the risky thing is actually doing the conventional thing, going to war with your body, putting toxins in your body. Like, I knew that.
Yeah.
But there was still always
because you've lived that,
yeah, exactly.
You know? You did in the beginning. You trusted the doctors.
Yep.
You took all the medication.
Yep.
You followed all of their advice
for years,
and
then with McCoy too.
Yes, and it didn't do anything.
It just made me worse, suicidal.
Yes.
Well, I tried to kill myself when I was on all of it. So yeah, it was like there was a part of me too that was pissed off. It was like, I've done all this and I've worked my ass off this whole entire time, and you know, like, and finally had gotten like figured out a flow with being a single mom and figuring it all out and still having again, I was doing it, you know, and I was doing it and I felt great, and then this is what happened. So there was a part of me too that was like, fuck this shit, man, like fuck this, like what the fuck, you know. And so there's like all this stuff, but it just kept like that, all of that just kept getting more and more quiet, like as I was dying, you know. And so I still had this, the only control I had left was where was I going to go? Right? And so we're trying to, like, I'm talking to my mom and my sister, like, okay, what emergency room are we going to go to that's going to be the least amount of fucking trauma?
Yes.
But that's the thing. It's like knowing you're going in to be like medically raped. Like that's like you're bracing yourself to go into psychological warfare when you were literally at your weakest, most vulnerable, like, and you can't fight.
Was there an acceptance when you made the decision to go to the hospital that you may not come back out? Was there No, I just knew that it was with all your medical trauma.
Yeah,
that's what I didn't know.
No, because I was now at a different level of consciousness I'd ever been at before. So I was able to not be hooked by the pendulum that is that, or at least that was what I was envisioning. Like, see, McCoy gave this to me like a couple months ago, and he said it was because like I'm a spiritual ninja, and so I like leave it on as a reminder to myself to always be in that state of non-attachment, to be formless. And I had been training this whole year on like how to be smoke, how to take on this consciousness and then this consciousness. And so to me, it was like I had taken in Kali, like blown myself up, and then it was like, okay, now here's the test. And like this was like the final, like I'd gone through like the 7 deadly sins, and it was like, okay, now here we go. And so there was this knowingness in me of like, here we go. Like the whole time. It was like, it was so weird because I told you like right before that I had already had this like big ego death, and so to me it was like, wow, this really is a dream. This is my dream. And like it had taken on this like really like reality that had become so nebulous. And I was really looking at everything like through the lens of like that childlike curiosity. And so I didn't really have like any kind of like past attachments to things. It was a really weird state of being, and it had only been like a few days of that before I got sick. So it all seemed very like surreal.
Like, very surreal.
Did you go in feeling like I'm coming in here to get my answer?
I felt empowered.
Yeah, okay.
So I knew I was dying, but I still felt empowered because I had my sister
Like,
with
I'm
me.
getting my answers.
Yeah, I'm getting my
Right.
answers. And so I was like, I can be neutral. I can do this.
And you got a lot of good answers.
Oh, I
even
got a
though-
lot of answers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not in the way that I thought I was going to get them.
Yes.
But no, in the end, I got a lot of answers
A lot of information.
a lot of information that ended up being crucial to curing me now.
Yes.
And the thing too is that I realized that I also had a fear of finding out what I found out.
Yeah.
And that was my biggest thing, because like you had always said to me and my mom had always said to me, like, don't you just want to go and see? Like,
Yeah,
don't you want to
that
go
is-
get a scan?
Yeah.
And to me, it was like, no, because if there's something in there, I'm so fragile. I'm like walking
Yeah.
this tightrope. And if there's something in there that fucks with my head,
Yeah.
that could be the thing that took me over the edge.
Yeah.
So there was
And the
always,
Sagittarius to me was like,
and my mom's also a Sagittarius.
It makes so much sense. I'm like, don't you want to just like know?
Yeah. I'm like, no, I don't want to know. And so, but everybody was starting to ask me that 3 years on.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of hype about that, like, from, like, different people in different conversations. Like, so, like,
Yeah.
what are you doing? Like
Yeah.
you're alive, but, like, how alive are you? You know? And then I had that doctor's appointment just the week before that,
Yeah.
too. And I told you I had this, like, impending feeling that something was gonna pop off.
Yeah.
And I'd even had a talk with McCoy like a few days before that this all happened, saying like, listen, mommy's gonna need to do something soon.
Mhm.
So I don't know if it's gonna be that I go to the treatment center or if I need to have a surgery of some kind, or I'm like, but I feel like there's gonna be a point in time where I'm gonna be laid up for a little while. But I told him it would be the winter.
Yeah.
So I knew something was going to happen.
Yeah.
I just there's no fucking way I could have predicted it would be this.
No matter what happened, it was destiny. And further onto this path, I've realized that it's all destiny. And all we have to do is just kind of get out of the way and choose our lens of awareness. It's not enough to understand Christ consciousness or accept it. You have to embody it, act on it. Love everyone like you would yourself back. It's been 7 weeks since I acquiesced and went to the emergency room after nigh on drowning in my own fluid. Seven weeks since a doctor looked me in the eye and explained to me that the cancer had metastasized into my entire body, that I had a few weeks, maybe a few months to live, that had I been a quote-unquote good girl, a model patient, and followed their advice, maybe I'd be singing a different tune. But since I chose to treat naturally, this was the consequence. And that my choices were to take chemo pills that may buy me a few months to live, or go home with hospice and say goodbye. 7 weeks. Hey. grateful to be here in the snow and to have made it through. It's been a really challenging time. I didn't know if I was gonna make it out, really. I mean, I knew, but it was harrowing. I'm not totally out of the woods yet. They were only able to drain the 6 liters of fluid from my abdomen, like 2 liters of pop, dude. But after that, your body starts going into shock because all my organs have been like smushed around and everything. And so I still like, well, you probably can't tell, maybe like there's still half of it to be drained out. And because the doctor was punishing me, they would only finish the job if I either agreed to stay there till Monday or I had to do it as an outpatient on Friday. Because in his opinion, I'm dead. I'm a dead man walking, and this is just going to keep happening. And he even said that, he backed up Kaga. Had I been his patient 3 years ago, he would have told me to either do it his way or get out too, because, but now it doesn't matter because it's spread throughout my entire body. So, they told me so, kind of thing. It was very, so it was like this full circle moment before I had to be like transferred in an ambulance alone in the middle of the night. And yeah, as far as they're concerned, it's spread to my left shoulder, my left femur, my spinal cord, maybe my pelvis. And this is just going to keep happening in my stomach, they say, because I'll just have to go get drained like a fucking balloon every week, but I don't believe that to be so. And I woke up this morning and the first thing I thought was, wait a second, I gave that CAT scan Indian style. Like, how did they even read it appropriately? And I looked it up, and sure enough, with EDS, like lesions can appear on the bones that sometimes look like cancer. Excuse me. But I have agreed to let hospice start coming to help me. And my sister has been taking care of me right now. Say, as far as they're concerned, I can die anytime, and definitely less than a year, and get my affairs in order. But that's just their narrative, right? But that's just their narrative, right? So happy to be alive today. It was really awful. It's really awful. But I did it. Well, it's really funny now that on the CAT scan they said that my breast, because like I don't have a breast left anymore, and they said it's just like a lesion. They're not even calling it cancer anymore. So I did transform it. Anything's possible.
But I have to keep believing I'm just getting started. Right? Like, I'm just gonna get started. Anything's possible. But I have to keep believing I'm just getting started. Right? Like, I'm just gonna get started. It's also been 7 weeks since I was told that the only treatment available for my bizarre and terrifying condition was to have a high-powered vacuum drain shoved into my abdomen every 5 days, vacuuming out 18 to 20 pounds of refilling fluid and sucking my organs right along with it. 7 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since I accessed my own medical records and realized that the fluid that was drawn out of my abdomen tested negative for cancer. That, in fact, all of my organs were in peak condition. My blood tests, pristine. That the cancer that had supposedly spread throughout my entire body could also very easily be manifestations of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. Just like the fluid filling up my body. That there really was no evidence pointing towards cancer. And yet, no doctor would treat me, nor see me, nor help me, unless I agreed to treat the cancer as they were instructing. Six weeks. I did all this research last night and I found these exercises where you reverse vacuum your internal organs, like through these breathing exercises. And I laid on the floor last night and did it, and I felt immediate relief and was able to sleep for the first time in a month last night, better than I have been. I did them again today. Now, from a spiritual, holistic, perspective, obviously this is Kundalini energy that's gotten stuck, transformative. It's basically a plumbing issue. It's not related to cancer in any way. So, I am trying to, through meditating and doing self-healing meditations and now doing these exercises on the floor, to figure out how to reverse this, because at this point I have no kidney specialist that'll see me. I've got 3 more surgical drains, and fingers crossed we can get them to test that fluid. And I've got to get back to the hospital in the next few days to have the drain done again. A positive, really, really positive thing is that yesterday I woke up feeling much more strong and much more myself, and the fluid is not coming on as fast as it was the first 2 times. So I have to heal this. We have to heal this. Ourselves. Because, I'm thinking about it and it's like, well, the egregore doesn't want me. The pendulum doesn't want me. It's fucked me off. And so I know from everything that I know through my spiritual and magical practice that fighting it is only going to strengthen it. And I have to find a way to flow into it and get their tests so that I at least know where to point my healing towards, you know, through my herbal therapies and everything else. I'm taking these herbal diuretics. I'm minimizing how much fluid I'm intaking, which is horrible. But I've just got to be so careful because anything I drink is just going to go right back on my abdomen. I was able to get into the sauna for 2 days in a row, which was amazing because I can try to sweat out as much fluid as I can. And I have to believe that because this isn't piling on as quickly as it did the first 2 times, and the universe wrote me 3 more, that there's got to be a way that I can reverse this. You know, through the help of team and spirit and aligning to full restoration. Like, I have to believe that because right now, like, literally I'm a pariah and there is no doctor that will even give me basic medical care. So that's where I'm at. So let's just pray now that I can get into the hospital on Tuesday to have another drain done, that they will test the fluid, that will unequivocally say whether this is related to the kidney or not, and give us some answers, and that in the meantime that my body continues to heal itself, or I'm able to facilitate that through focusing all my energy. Like I just have been doing nothing but doing these healing meditations and commanding my body to heal and trying to empower myself through doing these like reverse vacuum exercises, which are excruciating, but they are giving me some relief. I don't care if I have to stand on my head for an hour. If I can reverse vacuum, if I can force the flow to like reverse itself and to unpinch this somehow, then I would be restored. So a walk and try to nourish my body with some food. I'm strangely craving some meat, and so I'm going to honor that in my body, and I'm going to try to eat some chicken on a salad, because I think that all this fluid it contains, like, it's super high in protein, and I've just lost so much fluid and restricted so much fluid, and my body has been under so much stress with these 3 surgeries just in 12 days, but I'm getting it back. What followed was 5 weeks of surgical drains, ripping my fragile tissue and organs apart, sending me into organ failure on a weekly basis, taking me to the border of life and death, where I would use all of my life force energy to come back again and again and again. I'm a mess today. My body went into shock again. I'm in so much pain. I am in so much pain. And during those 5 weeks, everything and everyone around me was preparing for my death, but me. I'm really having to fight for my frequency today. I had fever dreams all last night. I was just sweating through everything. My body was going into shock after having another drain, and I couldn't get out of the fetal position. I didn't even have enough strength to pull myself out of bed to fix my predicament. I was in that much agony. And it just kept going on and on until I summoned enough strength in the middle of the night to readjust pillows and blankets and try to make something dry for myself. Today is McCoy's 15th birthday, and all I want to do is be present for it. And I am having to fight for that today. Know thyself. And I knew that I was just getting started. I knew that this was not my time. And I also knew that no one was listening. And the Western medical complex was not trying to cure me nor heal me. Just keep praying for me. You gotta get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go face this emergency room. Just keep putting that circle of protection around me and help me align to neutrality and not getting hooked by the pendulum and frailing as best as I can. And getting the outcome that I deserve, which is the testing that will find the root cause of this, whether that's a tear in my kidney or if it's a tear in my blood vessels or something. But I have systematically, since this last drain, I had another drain, the 4th one, last week, and I did all this crazy shit so that I could still make sure McCoy had a birthday, and I just went into total organ failure. And over the last 5 days, I've managed to completely reverse that through this research and using a computer program and in real time giving my body salted fruit and protein. And I've just been doing all these breathing exercises and meditation. I have come so far, but I just cannot get this fluid. It's now seeped down into my legs to the point where I can't even walk. And this is crazy because it's fixable. It's absolutely repairable. So I'm going to keep doing my energy work tonight and aligned to, the possibility that I'm laying here with my legs completely propped up, and I just ate this protein and drank this coconut water. I'm doing all these things to constantly use food as medicine to make it work for me. And I've been doing all these right frequencies and stuff. So and all these long sessions of healing meditation and everything. And tonight I had a bit of a meltdown realizing I have to go back. So really had to work with that aspect of self that's still, so fucking traumatized. But I'm just really resolute about keeping awake and understanding the game I'm playing and going in there and just trying to be patient and know it's going to be a fucking marathon, dude. I'm going to have to be really strong and really alert. But at the same time, just try to be open and receptive to whomever is in front of me, just praying that it's somebody that's compassionate and can understand that this is not cancer, and that if they would just look at the tests that show it's not cancer, then, you know, I can get the treatment that I deserve. So, okay, I'm off to the ethers. Great. I love you so much, and just keep me close in your heart space, because this has been like the hardest 2 months of my life. So, but I told McCoy, you know, I'm like a cockroach. It's gonna take a lot to kill me. Love ya. Bye. It's been 3 weeks since my last surgery. It's been 3 weeks since I walked out of the hospital knowing I was never going to return. When I got out of the hospital, I was so like hopped up on adrenaline and steroids. I came out into the woods and I just like cried and cried and cried, and like was like playing with Sterling, and I felt like for the first time in 2 months I got this glimpse of my body back. Even though my legs were like elephants, I was so like hopped up on the just the joy and the bliss of being alive and breathing and being able to, you know, be in the organic world, and that gratitude. And I've had so many of those moments of just like pure gratitude for even being able to breathe, because like this even stole my breath at one point when I had 38 pounds of fluid on my belly. You know, I couldn't breathe. I didn't have my breath. I couldn't go to any of my modalities. Like it's stripped everything away from me, you know, all of my rituals and my routines and my, you know, my ways of connecting and opening, and, you know, it's just forced me into the silence, you know, and just the faith that the body will keep breathing, because you can't breathe deep, you can't reset, you can't regulate, and that's been really hard. It's been humbling. It's been very humbling. And now my biggest contention is every time I get up, all the fluid's rushing to my left leg, because this is down the left side. And my right leg is swelling as well. But I was on my feet for the first time in a long time. Today I drove my car. You know, I freaking drove my car, and I was able to make it to McCoy's graduation ceremony, and I had to let him stay with his dad this week for the first time, I think ever, maybe a handful of times, you know, in the last decade. And it had been a week since I saw my baby, and oh my god, it's been so emotional. And it's a beautiful day here, and my leg is like a tree trunk. But one thing I have not allowed myself is to not be with my nature, that my somatic healing every day. And so now I'm testing out something new. I am using these sticks, so I'll try to video that at some point, and giving myself a second set of legs. And some days I'm not making it very far at all. That's humbling too. I've yet to even make a quarter of my normal run that Sterling and I do, or walk that we do, but I'll get there. The most important thing is that I'm going to be out here for 5-7 minutes, and then I'm back in bed. But you know, this you can't, there is no replace. This is medicine. You know, being in here it's the medicine. So yeah, if I have to crawl to get out here every day, I will, you know. So okay, bye. It's been 3 weeks since I decided to take my own sovereignty and autonomy back and figure out how to cure myself. It's been 3 weeks since I knew If I didn't, I wasn't going to survive another drain. 3 weeks. Hello, my friends. I am in my bed. I am back at home. I am out of the hospital. It was another shit show. Absolutely. Traumatic and fuckery and all that jazz. So I'm making this video because I am super shit at communications, and I am super blessed to have multiple friends that want to know what the hell is going on in my life. So I just got the brilliant idea, while I'm forced to be lying here now every 30 minutes like this. I will show you. This is now my life for the moment. For the moment, I have to, these are my legs. That's my feet. And it's like a big giant wedge. And I have to keep my legs up like this. Now I cannot be up for more than 30 minutes because what's actually going on is there is a pressure problem. This is a mechanical plumbing, quote unquote, plumbing problem in my body. And I have to compute all the new data. And I'm going to be figuring this out on my own, it looks like. So par for the fucking course. But I'm going to compute all the new data and try to isolate now where this is coming from. So it looks like it's possibly could be two areas, like a vein running out of my liver, and or possibly the main vein that's like runs down, artery that runs from your heart down into your groin. And what happens is when I move in a certain way, it is closing off a valve, and that's creating back pressure, which then isn't allowing the fluids to flow through my body. And because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, my blood is, the consistency of it is usually too thin anyway. I've always been okay in that regard, but I believe me eating this low protein diet for the cancer treatment the last 2 years may have contributed to what's happening. So the good news is that I'm figuring it out, and I'm figuring out a way to try to manage not having to have this surgery every 5 days. So I had the drain again yesterday, and it's extremely dangerous because this fluid is pure protein, and you're pulling that protein out of your body. And then you get an infusion of something called albumin, which goes back into your blood, but they don't always offer that to you or give that to you. So I was able to get that another 4.2 liters of fluid off of my body, because it's just coming back and coming it back, but not this time. I'm figuring it out this week. A whole new system of trying to essentially manage my own pressure myself. So I'm doing these breathing exercises to vacuum up my organs, because the other dangerous thing is they're sucking this fluid out of my abdomen every week. And then because I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, my organs are shifting and moving, and they're shutting down after this, because it's I've been doing this over and over and over again. So I've had some really scary just insane symptoms and experiences just in the last week. But I'm starting to figure it out. And I was able to use compression and this new diet where essentially anything that I'm drinking has to be electrolytes. It can't be anything else, because that'll just dump it into the body cavity. And then I have to eat protein every 3 hours. And what that does is it thickens up my blood and stops it from going into my abdomen. So I've been able to learn all this stuff through my own research, and I've been implementing it over the last week, and it's working. So for the first time since I've been doing this, I've been able to keep the 12 pounds of fluid that they took off off of my body for 48 hours. Sorry. But yeah, so I've been able to, now I am wearing compression, but I've been able to keep it off for the most part. It's just going to be, it's a constant battle now because it just wants to come back, and it wants to creep back into the spaces where my body cavity has just stretched out over 2 months. It's been just stretched. But I'm doing these breathing exercises, and I've got my diaphragm to release, and I'm doing these other breathing exercises where I'm sucking up my organs and trying to get them to go back into place myself. And I'm going to keep learning, and I'm going to keep trying to figure it out. But as far as the hospital is concerned, it's a pendulum, it's an egregore, and all they want to do is make this cancer. This time around, we actually got a really great doctor who stayed 2 hours after his shift. We had a whole plan. They were actually listening. They actually looked at my SAG scores. They looked at the kidney function and they looked at everything, because I know I'm getting super technical now, but they finally were listening, and I was getting the right specialist to start looking at it, but they had to go home. And when they went home, everything shifted, and I was severely traumatized and ended up having to flee the hospital in a cab, basically, is what I did, after causing a power surge and making the lights flicker and everything else. So yeah, it was a total shit show. But the reason I'm over the moon is that I just got my test results back again, and for the second time now, the fluid has come back negative for cancer. So just keep rooting me on and keep believing in me, and I'm going to figure this out. It sucks because I am being forced by the universe to be literally on my back, allowing other people to support me and take care of me, and that's really hard. It's very hard. But I'm not going to allow these external circumstances to dictate my state. And this was my message that I discerned today, and it's, you will win your freedom by ending the battle. And so I am ending the battle with this Western medical complex, and the right things are going to unfold, and I'm going to figure this out. I'm going to figure this out. So, but yeah, the other cool thing, I don't know if all of you guys know this, is that when this started, I had a 4 centimeter tumor and a 3.5 centimeter tumor in my breast, and the CT scan shows that now it's 1 3.5 centimeter tumor. 1. So I love you guys. I'm going to keep trying to make these videos instead of just being MIA for days, because I just can't. I've just not been in a space to communicate. I've been fighting for my life. I've been going into organ failure every 5 days and having to fucking will myself back to life. So, but I'm going to try this. I'm going to try this, and I'm going to try as hard as I can to keep updating you. So just keep loving me and believing in me. And, I love you. I love you so much. Okay. Bye. It's been 2 weeks since my protocols began to show undeniable evidence of my healing and recovery. It's been 1 week since I knew for sure that I wasn't just going to survive, I was going to fucking thrive. The tides are turning. I have now shifted into the original lifeline. I'm back online. I am fucking back, baby. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. I'm down another pound. I'm out here for my 30 minutes of freedom from my confinement. And something shifted overnight. I can feel it. I can feel it. I'm here with my walking sticks, my new sets of arms and legs. Sterling, we're not going yet. Hey, let's go this way. Come on. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make it. I know it. The last 3 days I've come out here on my own and been in my own energy. It's just this growing feeling. It's knowingness that I'm gonna fucking make it. I'm gonna make it through this, and I'm gonna come back better, completely recalibrated, whole new set of DNA. It's happening. It's happening. It's really gonna happen. I'm marking it now. Watch this space. 1 week. So, cozy up around the campfire, because this is a story worth telling. It's one you're going to want to hear. It's a story of death, of rebirth, of katabas, of facing one's fears, of the true nature of our reality, of the true awesome power of our life force energy. The way that fire can burn, but also how it can heal. What's happened to me is nothing short of a miracle. Through surrender and faith. It's been a crucible. But it's also been a miracle. There's still a long way to go. But I know now that I'm going to be sticking around for a while. In the midst of all of this, I told McCoy that I was like a cockroach or a tardigrade. That it was going to take a hell of a lot to kill me off. And I was right. I was right. But I'm just now beginning to metabolize the experience. Coming to a place of the order of the chaos. I've had the unique experience of everyone in my reality believing I was going to die. And I've also had the unique experience of destiny's great embrace. Whispering that I was going to live. It changes things. It changes everything. And when all those fears are gone, there really is nothing left but gratitude for the awesome privilege of life here on planet Earth and the joy de vivre that runs like a current through every single particle that swirls and undulates around this magical, mystical, wonderful, horrible, grotesque, fantastical thing we call life. And man, am I happy to be living life. Hi, I hope you enjoyed episode 1 of Miss Atomic Bomb. I am recording this outro on July 23rd of 2026 in consensus linear reality. And I think we've made it to the middle of June. So there's still a lot of story to tell. Lots of ups and downs and twists and turns and side quests and much more to come. I have been sitting with this piece now for a while. Many hours of editing and reviewing and healing has come from making episode 1, which I vow to never make this long of an episode ever again, because it was a very Mercury and retrograde process of revising, reviewing, reimagining, reinventing. But I'm here, as you can see. I am here and I am healing, and it is a slow process, but I am returning to full restoration. And, a lot of exciting developments have taken place over the last 6 weeks, having so many near-death experiences, and just given the nature of who I was before all of this happened. And I don't want to give too much away, but I'll just say that the gifts and abilities and the metacognition is now in overdrive. So I really cannot go any further in this outro without saying thank you. Thank you to those of you behind the scenes that have made this magic possible, this miracle possible. And you guys know who you are. And I'm just so very grateful for your love and support. I specifically want to say thank you to Christy. I want to say thank you to my sister, Jessica. I want to say thank you to Livy, my little emotional support animal. Of course, it goes without saying that I want to say thank you to you, McCoy. You're my reason. And you never stopped believing in me. And even now, through all of this, you've rolled with the punches and you've just been absolutely amazing. And I'm so proud of you. I am so proud to be your mother. And I also want to say thank you to my mother, who, during the midst of all of this, chose to believe in me and my lived experience and the magic and wonder of our one infinite creator over what narrative creators were telling us. So please do all the things so that you can stay abreast with me. I will be coming back very slowly to social media, but I wanted to get this out to everyone that I know has held me in your heart space for many, many months. And I would also ask that you please check out the links in either the comment or description box below. I have a link to a platform called Thorn where you can purchase very much needed items for my healing, and I also have a link to a fundraiser. I still am not able to take care of myself. I still need a lot of home help. I'm not able to do this without the support of others yet. And it would really mean a lot to me if you could lend your heart to me at this time. It's necessary, and it's and the reason that it's necessary is that human beings deserve to know what they are capable of through the body-mind-spirit connection. Human beings on this planet are more disconnected now than ever in all the ways that we supposedly share connection. We are isolated in our own reality bubbles, in our own spheres of consciousness, void of that heartstring between one another. And these stories don't often get told. Miracle stories. Because that's what this is. We're fed a narrative, and that narrative is propagated. And I'd like you to participate in this journey with me, be reciprocal with me, start propagating a different narrative. One that gives us sovereignty, autonomy, and discernment. So please, if you cannot donate, if you cannot support in my vital needs, you can support me by sharing this, shouting this story from the rooftops. We all need some good news. And this story has a happy ending.
Just wanted to say I love ya. Scully loves ya. Bye.